Hope you're well. Those of you who know me know that I don't do that many of these posts these days, but we've all got a few questions. A lot of questions being unanswered, starting to get more and more weight behind them. A lot more people starting to realise that a lot of these things that have been happening in the world, absolute pile of shite. Don't make any sense. There's a whole heap of questions that we really need answered. But they can't be answered. Only by one thing. That there's conspiracy theories that we've been talking about for the last 2.5 years are actually right. As soon as you acknowledge that, all of these pieces of the puzzle go shonk. Right into place. Nothing makes any sense. Then you understand that the Great Reset is actually a thing. This fourth industrial revolution is being pushed by people who've got an agenda behind it. This Agenda 21 and Agenda 30 are gospel, not conspiracies. Because why? A, Section 1, Paragraph 1, Article 1. Why would anybody in a position of power continue to push this VAX when it's obvious, when it's documented, when the numbers are in, that it's worse than the actual fucking pretend virus that it was meant to solve? Numbers are in. Not only that, all of these injuries that are coming out of it, and the forces from above, the powers that be, the people that we elected to take care of our kids and our country and ourselves, naively, let's be honest, would continue to push such a thing, with such dire outcomes for so many people, on even little kids. Why would people do that? Why wouldn't there be a study into these findings? Why wouldn't they put a halt on everything like they have before, even as evil as some of the past medicine has been? Why wouldn't they do that? Instead, there's ads. There's ads on the telly that we paid for as taxpayers. Not only was there not a referendum, that we were asked whether or not we thought that this was as serious as it needs to be to spend as much money as we can and bury small business while big business stays alive. Not only that, but how could it kill so many people? It'd be so dire, and there'd be no referendum into exactly how we want our world to go forwards. Doesn't matter what country you're in. And you've got all this other stuff. How does this climate stuff make sense? Doesn't make sense, does it? Doesn't even make sense. What they're trying to do and what can actually be done, you can't reconcile that. There's no in between. They want you to get off electricity, stop burning coal, but they want you to get out of your car and stop burning fuel and charge your car on electricity. Again, only thing that makes sense, agenda. Some people in this world think that they own you. They think they own your kids. They think they own everything that you own. And they think they own your freedom. And they're making a massive play. It's called the Great Reset. And they're using climate as a vehicle, amongst other things. This whole climate thing doesn't make sense. The poles are shifting for a start. We're using very, very compromised figures based on very, very shaky facts. And we lose everything, including something to eat and some warmth. And they get everything at the end of it. I don't know about that one. Doesn't make any sense. Of course we want to save the whales. Of course we'd stop burning things if we have to. Of course. That's not the question. We've got to be careful here that we don't segregate, don't label, give too much meaning to each other. Because there's a whole heap of questions here. Hydrogen, what happened to hydrogen? Makes more sense, doesn't it? Why all this censorship? Where's the media? Such dire times in the world, such killer viruses, such big, big shifts economically. Only one side of the story. And guess who owns it? The very people who have got the most to gain by lying to us. Bit weird. Censoring us. Presenting cold, hard facts. Getting censored for it. Where's the media? Crickets. Why are they covering up this Great Reset? It's being debated in Parliament. Half the people have never even heard of it. What about that? Why is so many of the world's leaders who are buying into this Great Reset graduates of the WEF. Yeah, exactly. The WTF. What the fuck? Who the fuck is the WF? What the fuck have they got to do with you and your kids? There's rising fuel prices, rising energy prices, rising fucking everything because of these fucking rich, greedy pricks. What have they got to do with you? Where's the media? Even the media that we pay for. We're paying for our own propaganda. The ABC here in Australia, the BBC in England. Sold out. Got a lot of questions. There's just a lot of questions. None of them can be answered except by understanding that the Great Reset is a very big thing. There's some very evil people making some big plays at you and your family and your freedom. And then the work starts. Because we didn't have the numbers before. A lot of us have been doing these videos and standing in parks and running protests for 2.5 years. Didn't have the numbers. Now we do. We're going to need you to step into your power. We're going to need you to 3, 2, 1. You're back in the room, yourself, because we need you. And you need yourself. Meanwhile, small business gone. Buried small businesses. You weren't allowed to go and buy a donut at your favourite bakery. But all of those other businesses, McDonald's, KFC, all of the big hardware stores, all of the supermarkets, no, that's safe. If grandma was meant to be dying, surely the politicians would do something about it. Surely big business would. Surely this would look a whole heap different. You know what I mean? A whole heap different. I'm going to put the FedEx logo on here. If you look at the FedEx logo, there is an arrow in that FedEx logo. Some of us stared at it for hours. Hours and hours. I did, until I saw the arrow in the FedEx logo. Once you see it, you cannot unsee it. If you see a FedEx logo, FedEx truck, then you will see that logo, you'll see that arrow every single time. Absolutely every single time. Once you've seen the truth of what's going on here in the world, you will understand. You can't ignore that arrow. Anyway, just wanted to say, surely we deserve some referendums, don't you think? For such big things, we've got such big questions in. Anyway, love ya. Catch ya.